Kaboom, kaboom, she's at it again.
Hey guys, Happy New Year. So today I had to come on here and talk to you about the huge Mariah Carey disaster that went down last night. So if you do not live in the States and you're not familiar, there is something called Dick Clark's Rocking Eve. Now Ryan Seacrest hosts it. It's always where the ball drops in New York City in the United States, and all these singers come and perform. All these people come and stand in the cold to hear these celebrities, these singers perform. Mariah Carey was performing last night, and let's just put it this way, it was a complete disaster. And I feel so bad for her, but basically what ended up happening is Mariah Carey came on stage, and from the very beginning the performance was awkward. She's gotten so much hatred for it. She also has a lot of her fans supporting her, so let's talk about it. So Mariah Carey starts her performance and she first starts singing her song Emotions, right? And the thing is, it was awkward from the very beginning because I think her dancers, she had a bunch of backup dancers with her. I think her backup dancers wanted to pick her up. She said, no, just walk me down. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, this is not like the Mariah Carey that I'm used to seeing. I always loved Mariah Carey, so I was like, what's going on? So basically then she proceeds to not sing with a backup track. Now CNN reported that there was a malfunction with her backing track. You know how like even if a person sings live, they definitely have a backing track to sing to, right? She basically, Mariah Carey was going to lip sync, and a lot of people got really angry at that. We're gonna get to everyone's reaction in a minute. But basically, she was lip syncing and the backing track started playing, but then, like CNN is saying, that there was a problem with her backing track. It skipped Manili Vanilli anyone, and basically, it just didn't work out. So the thing is, it was sort of like watching a car crash. I felt so bad for her. It was like getting worse and worse and worse because the whole Emotion song, she just walked around awkwardly on the stage. Now, to give credit to her backup dancers, they kept it moving, they kept dancing, they saw that it was a disaster, they kept it going, they were dancing. She walked around, she said, you know, some words, whatever. She said, Happy New Year, I'm gonna let the audience sing. Then the other song comes on, her other song, We Belong Together, and that was even more awkward than the Emotion song because she just like the backing track started just playing, right? The lip syncing thing she was supposed to sing to, and she just wasn't doing anything at all with that. She was just walking around, and at the end she just kind of looked around and she awkwardly said, and I quote, "It is what it is, it just don't get any better," and she walked off stage. So now let's just talk about people's reactions to this, because look, a lot of people are really angry at this, and I'm just gonna look at it fairly. I'm gonna tell you their side. I'm gonna try to see where Mariah's coming from. There's basically two sides to this. A lot of people tweeted out very bad, vicious, unnecessary things. I'm just gonna start with this. A lot of people tweeted out and went to her Instagram and just bashed her for the way she looks. A lot of people brought up her weight, trying to insinuate that her weight is why she couldn't perform, which is ridiculous. Mariah Carey is not anything. Like, her weight has got nothing to do with this. I personally do not think that she's overweight. Who is anyone to mention her weight or her looks? People are saying vicious, unfair, untrue things about her, about her weight, about her looks. There's so many bullies out there. And before we get further, I just needed to say this. The easiest way that other women know how to tear other women down, even if they're a celebrity like Mariah Carey, is to talk about their age, their looks, and their weight. They think that once they bring that up, the other woman's gonna run in the corner crying. Yeah, Mariah Carey don't give a shit about the haters, but we'll get to that in a second. So anyways, a lot of people just tweeted out unnecessary garbage that was spewing from their, mouths, because they're bullies and assholes. And then other people brought up negative but correct points. They said, she was lip syncing. What happened? A lot of people were angry that Mariah Carey got paid all this money to perform and did not perform. A lot of people were saying, oh, it's a disaster, what's going on? I'm going to include some non-vicious but realistically negative tweets in this video. I I did see on the positive side, a lot of people did not say it was a disaster. They said, look, Mariah Carey was trying to perhaps sing live, then her backing track malfunctioned. What was she going to do? She tried her best. You know, we still love you, Mariah. So her fans came through, and that's good. So let's just be honest here. As somebody who I like Mariah Carey, I can honestly admit to you guys that there is something going on with Mariah Carey's voice. Her voice does not sound the way it did in the 90s. It most certainly does not. Now, I think she can still hit the high notes, but not the way that she used to. When you constantly sing, aka abuse your voice, it can get damaged. It is what it is. I really don't know what else is going on. Yes, her voice does not sound the same, but what happened that night? What really happened? I think that there could have been a problem with the backing track, like CNN, reported. But you know how sometimes people just fail? Everybody fails in life. Sometimes you just fall down and you got to get back up. And I think that's what she did. She tried to make the best of a bad situation. And what could you do? A lot of people have been very vicious towards her. They said, you got paid to do it, you didn't do it. And I agree with that. She got paid to do it, she didn't do it. I can understand their anger. People that came out to see Mariah Carey in the cold. It's winter in New York City in the United States, and they didn't really get what they were looking for. She didn't really perform. She was paid to do something she didn't. Is it her fault? I think a part of it could be her fault. The part of it is the circumstances around her. And honestly, we also don't know what was going on. She obviously was having a bad day. In real life, when real people fall down, we are fortunate enough not to have the whole world filming it. And Mariah Carey had a failure of a performance. She did not do her best. Things happened. She was a little bit to blame. The backing track was a little bit to blame. What could she have done? What would you have done in Mariah Carey's shoes? It's really easy to criticize people when they fall, when you're not in their shoes. Like I said, most of us, when we F up, we don't have cameras blasting it to a million screens. And could Mariah Carey have done a better job? Yes. Is she innocent in all of this? Maybe she's not 100% innocent. Did she do her ultimate best? I don't know. I wasn't there. We don't, and none of us really know what really happened. But Mariah Carey did post on her Instagram and her Twitter like a little gif of her like being like, what's she gonna do? And she said, quote, "Shit happens. Have a happy and healthy new year, everybody. Here's to making more headlines in 2020. The bottom line is that Mariah Carey is Mariah Carey, and none of us are her. We don't know what happened. I wish her all the best. Did she do her best? Probably not. Can you do better? Maybe. I think that all these haters, right? And let me just be honest with you. Of course, it was a failure. It was a disaster. It was an awkward, embarrassing disaster. But can these haters do better? I always say, if the haters can do better, come out here, baby, and do better than Mariah Carey. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody fails. You just gotta keep getting back up and keep it moving. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Happy New Year. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.
Kaboom, kaboom, she's at it again. Ah!